walking with a purpose. Every step is intentional. Laced up tight, the mission's unconventional. From the court to the mic, yeah, the vision is biblical. Welcome to the show, yeah, this is Laced Report. Let's go! Check the kicks, they clean, but the walk is cleaner. Mindset on the prize, couldn't be no keener. Daily discipline, building up my demeanor. Iron sharpens iron, spirit gets a little meaner. From the hardwood to the booth, it's the same pro.
Yo, what's up, Laced with Purpose fam? This is your boy, Joey Bags.
J4.
And we are here at a secret location. We're here at our brother's crib right now. We're in the basement. We are doing our summer kicks unveiling. We're here with all our brothers. Fellas, introduce yourselves. Let's start over here.
I'm Jesse.
I'm AJ.
Melvin.
Maurice.
BD.
Antonio.
Your favorite stepdad, Terrell.
Yo,
what?
it starts already.
So we just want to let y'all know right now, it's going to be one of those episodes because we got our brother here. So with this episode, we here talking about how we fell in love with kicks, our favorite kicks, and how we all came together as brothers. As you know, we built this friendship, we built this bond that we can just pick up the phone and call everybody. Not just about sports, just not about sneakers, but about life and the experiences that we go through. So this episode is a special episode. This is kicking off our summer edition. So let's get to it.
Now, some of us may see this and, like me, I'm going to get in trouble because the kicks I got in here are one of four that came in this week. But
This week.
right, this week.
Came in this week.
But let's kick it off. And we can start, what everybody feels special to them with the sneaks and the kicks. And, let's just open up the conversation.
How about that? Let's start with the young buck. When did you know that you fell in love with kicks, brother?
That's a loaded question. I'll probably say when I got the job at Champs. I had just left working at Chick-fil-A, and I saw my coworkers come in the store, coming back with a Champs bag. I'm like, what's that? This is before I knew anything about sneakers. I was wearing and1s. It was crazy.
And1s coming in. He was wearing them first.
One more and1s coming back. Thanks.
You had the shorts too?
No.
I'm gonna sleep on the shorts.
The shorts was crazy. But no, yeah, so I got the job at Champs, and just slowly but surely I started creating a love for it. And I wouldn't say it's a love more for the sneaker. I feel like it's more of a love for the culture, where it's like I like the culture. Like when we go to SneakerCon, or we're just seeing a lot of different people's stories and finding out what their different favorite sneakers are. I love that. I live for that because I'm a people person. So fellowship with other people and hearing their stories about sneakers, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Okay. Anybody else? I just jump right in. Let's go, Ray. I'm calling on you.
Now, that was crazy to say I'm not going to jump right in. But I would say, like, when I first fell in love with sneakers, it was the very first pair of Jordans that I saw was my aunt's boyfriend. My aunt's boyfriend was from New York. And me being from Atlantic City, everybody, if you're not from New York, we always think like New York people like a different level of cool than we are. So when he came from up top, he bought down, I think it was like Jordan 4s. And we seen them and they didn't, like, you don't get sneakers in New Jersey the same time that they get them in New York. Like, especially, we talking about late 80s, early 90s. Like, you wasn't getting anything the way that you do up there in New York. New York got everything first. So by the time he brought them down, we seen him in the magazines. We seen him in ads, in hip-hop magazines. Wasn't no East Bays, wasn't no, like, you couldn't go scroll and see, like, you had to literally just wait till them joints came out. So, like, when I seen them come out with them, like, those are the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. And I didn't get my first pair of Nikes until I was in 6th grade. So I spent ugly years, favors, Payless, the supermarket, like anywhere you can get sneakers that had sneakers. I'm talking about Spalding's, literally
British Knights?
Because British Knights was kind of fire.
British Knights, right, yeah, British Knights was. But look, Payless had the Shaq, so.
Fire in the early 90s. Like, I'm talking about stuff, reps. I'm talking about sneakers that look like the sneakers that you want.
Yeah, Champions.
I did the Champions thing too. I did my bid with all of them sneakers. So, like, in the 6th grade, I made the honor roll for the first time in my life. And my dad was like, all right, I'm gonna take care of you. And he got me a pair of Nikes. They wasn't nobody sneakers. They wasn't like no special kind. I got it from Sears. Y'all don't even know what Sears is. You don't even know what Sears is. Like, literally, I got my first pair of Nikes from Sears, and it was just the fact that they had a Nike sign on them made them the greatest sneakers I've ever had in my life. And ever since that day, like the way that I got viewed differently, like that was an addiction after that. And I just didn't have the money to give them. But once I became an adult, like when I started getting my own money, like enough to really like make some things happen, oh man, it just took me out. Like it absolutely took me out.
I think that's the big piece, right? The inner child and becoming an adult, right?
Absolutely.
Like I know when I,
Absolutely.
you know, I had the Grant Hills when I was a kid, and I had the Iversons, but that's all I had in sneakers, and I had Timbs. But my dad was like, "I'm only getting you one pair," and I was like, I wanted 2, 3. So,
Right.
like you said, as an adult now, you feed into that, you know, spoiling yourself moment where, you know, like I said, I've been on the bench and I bought like 4 in a row because, you know, when you have adult money, you're like, all right, well, I will splurge, you know, treat myself. But then you start to, you know, figure out, like you said, that passion of the culture and what it go with, like, you know, now you're matching it with a hat and you're matching it with a shirt, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it's so much different when you're a teenager. Like,
Right,
when you're a
right.
teenager, I can attest to this. I found a whole new love for our savings account after I left Shanks. Crazy, yo. Being a teenager and in love with sneakers is like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Right.
It's crazy.
It was every month we're going home with sneakers.
Almost every week.
It was every week.
It's
See,
every
but-
month. I don't got bills to
Every
pay.
paycheck.
But here's
Right,
the
right.
thing, he doesn't even know it was a ripple down effect. Because he would come in on a Sunday and like, yo, you see what AJ got on? And it's like, yo, I gotta go get something now.
Right.
And before you know it started becoming a habit. You had to go get something. Because you was coming in with something.
Yeah.
But I want to hear from the classic man. I want to hear from him. Like,
Classic man.
He's a classic man. His style, his flow is unique. It's his own. So, what about you, brother?
Yeah, so I played sports coming up.
Okay.
Growing up in New York, Westchester County. Shout out to Sing Sing.
Let's
You know
go.
what I mean?
Right,
But,
let's go. Did you?
jail. I grew up right across the street from the jail. Facts. But we played ball all the time, know what I mean? So, you know, we got into the culture based on what was hot with the ball players. Obviously, Jordans was going crazy. Pretty much all the sneakers, you know, looking at the East Bay magazines, you know, we be in East Bay all crazy. But I'm trying to think of like my first pair of sneakers. I can't even, maybe like Etonics or something. You know,
That makes
I
sense.
remember
too.
Yeah, tonics, yeah.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
you know what I'm saying?
I got a
Something
lot
like
of
that. Yeah. But you know, I love sneakers, and it's a certain style that I go for now. You know, when I was young, my Uncle Roger used to buy me Jordans all crazy. So, you know, I would always go down to VIM.
Yes,
Fordham
yes,
Road.
yes, right on 4th Street.
Fordham Road.
Yeah, Fordham Road.
Look at all the New York.
I just realized how much New York is around right now, right?
I like it.
We the NBA champs.
We world
It was
champions.
it was coming at some point.
The Knicks are the world champions, just for those who don't know. Yeah, but then buying Jordans or whatever, I always like to be unique. And a lot of people have Jordans, you know what I mean? So I like to like veer off to other places, you know. So like Pro Keds, I was big into Pro Keds.
I had those, yeah.
But like now I'm like Saucony's. These sneakers called Kairu, which is made in Finland. I love those. I got a couple pairs of those. Kairu's. Yeah.
Go back too.
And then New Balance and all that good stuff too. You know, Asics. So yeah, so I like to be different.
Nice, comfortable low top joints.
Comfortable low top joints. Rock for the summer. And I
But-
can't forget the all white ups.
Oh yeah, those are classic.
Yeah.
I think every culture,
New York
every
classic.
hood, everybody had those joints.
It's a New York
It's a New
classic.
York classic.
Right corner right there.
I do have a question. What's your opinion on black ups?
Nasty, overworked.
Hold on. growing up, if you had a pair of ups, even if they weren't white, because you had a pair, it didn't matter.
That's new.
So
that just started happening with them being like the crash out.
Right,
I was about to say
right.
that too. Like,
Because
especially
we've been doing black airports.
Yeah, we
before.
were.
Like,
Yeah.
Black mids, like we used to wear them more than the white ones. Like,
but I think it has a stigma behind it now. So
That's what I'm
that's
saying,
why
like-
everybody is like, nah, I ain't messing with them.
That's
But
what I
that's
was
for,
gonna-
but that's
exactly
for the
what I was gonna
kids.
say,
Like
too.
the kids, like y'all can have that. Like,
Mhm.
and we talking about sneaker culture just in general. For me, my thing is like what you said about the Jordans. I was never heavy on Jordans, even when I could afford to actually get them. I spent so much time looking at '90s basketball sneakers, just that '90s culture in general. Like because I was there, I remember it. Air Max '95s, just all the Air Max in general, like pennies, Barclays, like the sneakers that is fire no matter what. Every time they come out, you gotta pick them up. It's easy to do Jordans because everybody does Jordans.
Right.
Like to me, the culture is like, who are you outside of that?
Yeah.
Right? Like, who are you outside of just the low hanging fruit? Like whatever new Jordans come out. And there's no knock to any Jordans. Like the Jordan guy, he still be coming out with some fire most of the time. But like when you talk about like the dope sneakers, like the pennies, Pippins, Barclays, stuff like that, like everybody's. Gray Hill had one.
Yeah.
Like that's to me that shows me who you really are as a sneakerhead, like in the culture.
But I think that's now too, because now that all the retros are repeating, that they're so available. That's what made to me Jordan drop down on that total pull in the sneaker culture because. Now that you can just grab, Space Jams, they come in that black ass like it before. You had to wait, and that's what built up the whole stock exchange of even Jordans. But I get what you're saying. Like, I think now with the Jaws coming out and all the different, it's starting to spread that around, and you're seeing, I think, the youth move away from sneakers in general, but even those brand names of Jordans, Nike's having a hard time.
Nike's struggling right now.
With keeping the culture going because you built so much around Jordan that now it's suffering because New Balance is taking over.
My opinion, when it comes to like the basketball sneakers, like the signature sneakers, they put a lot of stock in LeBron.
Yeah.
And LeBron has missed on so many pairs of sneakers. Like I honestly don't remember the last really dope pair of LeBrons that came out. And I think, and it could be my opinion, I could be wrong, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that once LeBron started losing to Steph in the finals, Joker started wearing Under Armour sneakers and stuff like that. Like that, it was a big shift after that. Because before we was all wearing LeBrons. Like when he was winning, when he was up, like on the Heat and all that, like we was wearing LeBrons. And then it just became a thing where it's like, yo, now everybody's wearing like low top sneakers. Now everybody's wearing like lighter sneakers, thinner sneakers.
Don't you think that's a result of LeBron's sneakers too? Like I'll say this, and I could be wrong about this, so please correct me if I am. Like before LeBron, who was wearing low top sneakers to play basketball?
Well, LeBron didn't have those.
That's not even safe though.
It's not.
Kobe joints. Actually, I think it was Kobe.
That's true.
No, it was Kobe.
It was
I
Kobe
think
because the
KD
Kobe,
joints
the
came out
Kobe
before
8s.
them.
Kobe 8s was
Kobe 8s and 9s was like that.
Kobe
Yes.
8s was like that.
Kobe's.
But that goes to my point though. Like, don't you think every basketball sneaker coming out now is all low top? I haven't seen a high top basketball sneaker that's coming out that's new, and I don't know how long.
But to your point, though, is that playing into injury now?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
The way I was saying, the way the game is played is different though. Like
It's not,
right,
it's not played the same way. Like it's not a lot of mid range, not a lot of driving to the basket.
Not a lot of
Everything's
physicality either.
it's a lot of threes. Yeah, like they play a real kind of finesse game of basketball in the league now. So it's like it's easier to wear like, come on, these.
My man.
That's,
Yeah.
Take two. with these, as dope as these are to look at, if I'm playing an 82 game season,
Yeah, I would never play.
I don't want to play,
nah.
like not at all. But you look at these Gary Paytons, this looks like a basketball sneaker.
Yeah,
Word.
right.
Like that give
Right.
you ankle support, like toe support. It's got cushion. It give you that midsole support, arch support. Man, a lot of these sneakers that these jokers is playing in, like they for fashion almost. Like
I just
Yeah.
think it's a direct influence from Kobe and LeBron. Like, I think because of that, it's because of what they had or what they designed at the time is the reason why we have what we're looking at right now.
So let's because this is great. We can keep going, but we got 4 more brothers that we gotta hear from. If not, we can keep going. So we're gonna go in this order. We're gonna go BD. We're gonna go Antonio. We're gonna go Jess, and then we're gonna go with Mel. All right. So BD, what's up?
Favorite sneakers? No, I remember my first sneakers. I was listening to Rel. I guess the first sneakers that I had that was like a name brand was the Barclays. But they was crazy because they was the Barclays that, I don't know, they might have been the Barclays before the Barclays. But they was
I know what
Barclays.
you're talking about.
They was
Yeah,
34s, like,
yeah.
and so when I wore them, nobody really knew what they were, so the jokes was just coming, like, oh, y'all trying to crack jokes, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, but it was cool because, like, I kind of knew what they were, and then everybody started catching on. Those are probably, like, the first one, because the same way it was, like, back in the day, I got Payless. They had Olympians, I think was their name.
Yes,
yes.
Like, those was the, you had those, it was kind of, like, cool if you
Right.
didn't have money, if you didn't have money, so, but then the Barclays, then from there, I guess it's like, I just started going into like Nikes, like, all right, let me see what I like. I never really liked the Jordans, and the funny thing about it is I never liked Jordans like that, but I had like every pair. This is crazy. Like every time they dropped out, had to go ride a bike to the mall, just wait in the long lines and get them. But I think what people don't realize is like the Jordans back in the day, they didn't have no Nike sign on them. They didn't have no Jumpman sign on them. So because I remember I was like, yo, how you even know these are Nikes? There was no identification on them that they was Jordans. Like now you see like the Jumpman and all that, but this just like and I think for most of them I had the original ones, so I would even compare. Like they fell apart now because that dry rot is real, but like I would compare them. Like, oh, let me see, the stitching would be different, or you just had something to just look at. I remember the Iversons. I had the blue and the red ones. Like when they came, I sent somebody to the store. I had to work at Cowdoors. That's crazy. Cowdoors, I couldn't get off, and I sent somebody, said, yo, here's the money, you gotta get these, make sure you get them, because I wanted the red Iversons. Those are probably like the only Reeboks basketball sneakers that I had, because I had we called them I can't call them the 5411s, because I think those were what we called them for the women, but they was like the
classic Jordans.
Yeah, the classic, the classic. Then I had them in green and blue, because they came out with green, blue, maroon, black, and white. I didn't get the maroons, but yeah, I had the green and blue. And just different sneakers. I was always like you would say, I didn't want something that everybody has, so I had to try to find that sneaker that it got to be a different colorway or I got to be the first to get it. That was my thing. Barclays came out, I got to be the first to get it, or any sneakers I had to be the first. That was the only way I could do something different at the time, and that was my thing with like just watching sneaks. And just watching the culture around it, you know what I mean? Right. We used to, back in the day, you had to roll your pants up. That was something we did. Like you roll your pants up and like tie it a certain way to have them up so you could see the whole sneaker. It was crazy, yo. Like yo, the Air Darwins, where that was the first sneaker had the Nike sign backwards. Like the Harashi, all those. So that was just like something I just grew up on and watched. Like that's what made me into the Nikes, because they did something different. They don't have that creativity that they had back then.
Facts.
You know what I mean? They don't have that.
Tony.
Me was my older brother, my older stepbrother. He's from Newark, so every summer he would come down, and he'd bring these crazy styles because from Newark, New York, you're right there.
Yep.
So he would come down, the British Nikes, whatever was hot that summer. And I would just look at him like, man, those are pretty cool. So he got me. He was kind of the first person who introduced me to the cool sneakers. But it wasn't until I think I started middle school, I think 6th grade, when the Reebok pumps came out, and I was so hyped to get that first day of school was different. Pumping them up, showing everyone how you can pump them. Those were the first ones. I remember that. And then after that, my first Jordans. I remember when we moved to Jersey, we wanted a basketball court, me and my brothers. And my father said, all right, if you want a basketball court, let's build it ourselves. So we actually sat there, we dug out, a big space, so he can lay down. He ordered concrete, ordered the concrete. Wow. and we messed up our sneakers bad. So one of the things he did is he bought us brand new Jordans.
Wow.
Because the basketball court we got, the backboard was a Jordan backboard, so we wanted everything to match. So at that time it was the Raptor ones,
The Sixers.
the 6 Raptor
Yeah.
ones. So he got us all. I think me and my brother and I think my little brother got all 3 Jordans, all Raptors.
Oh, wow.
And we had a Jordan ball, so everything was like Jordan down, like we were Jordan out. And that was my intro to Jordans back then. So, and after that, it was kind of on and off. I don't think I got another Jordan until I think my son bought me a Jordan.
See, that's what I was going to ask you.
He got me back into Jordans, recently with the stuff. I haven't had a pair of Jordans in like 20 years. Now I just take his. You know what I mean? So now he buys. God blessed us with the same foot size. His room was like 10 steps from my room, so you know what I mean? His closet's my closet.
I should put padlocks on my
So yeah, so
That's dope.
That's what's up.
yeah,
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah,
My turn now.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, and I'm the oldest one.
Remember
here,
when
probably.
Nike first came out?
Yeah. It was never always like that. So, I grew up when culture of hip hop, right? So, you know the four corners of hip hop, the DJ, the MC, the graffiti, and the b-boy. I was always attracted to the b-boy for some reason because of their style,
Right.
what they had on, whatever, right? So, my first love was Pumas. Suede Pumas. I remember always had to keep an old toothbrush because you had to dust it.
That's
Suede
it.
Pumas. And I ain't had money like that growing up, so you cleaned your toothbrush, you get a toothbrush some soap, you clean the soles, you wash the shoestrings out in soap water, let them things hang dry, and turn them back on the next day. So that was always my first love. Then it became Adidas because you watching Run DMC would Walk This Way and Adidas, everything. So I was always engulfed in that type of style. But it was not necessarily one sneaker. It was just having sneakers in general. Because from there it went to different forms of Nike. You had Court Force, you had Delta Force. I had Nike Revolutions. And I remember I had Revolution. I was 15 years old. My father took us down to the Disney World. And back then, that's when they first had the orange Jumpman symbol that hangs from the.
Oh, yeah.
I remember having that, and people was like, "You must be from New York, because we don't do that down there." But right. But even from that, my love for sneakers in general expanded. K-Swiss.
Yes.
I remember having my first K-Swiss. Matter of fact, I remember buying my first K-Swiss from VIM. Went to go show off at my cousin's house. Got robbed on the way to his crib. And had to replenish those things like a couple days later. So yeah, it was crazy like that. From that, I remember when I was younger, we would, Yankee Stadium would have a carnival.
Yes.
And this is when I was 12 years old. This is when Dunks first came out. I used to see all these people wearing Dunks. My stepbrother had the Michigan Dunks. Somebody else had some other ones. They had those. And I don't know if y'all remember these, the patent leather high top Converse.
Yeah.
Those was popping back in those days too. So I was always looking at different forms of sneakers that people had. I don't know about time, so anyway.
Nah, you good.
So I always loved sneakers, just looking at that. But the problem was, parents didn't really have it like that. So you get one pair of sneakers for the whole year.
Yeah.
And you better choose wisely or you're going to get clowned.
Yeah.
So, being that I feel like I was deprived, so to say, as I got older, my children, everything, couldn't really do everything like that. Side note, there was always a period where sneakers wasn't like that. We went to Tim's. So you had beef and broccoli, you had the mac and cheese, high top. So at one point, sneakers wasn't really a big deal for me, but it was something. Still, shoe game had to be on point. But as I got older now and started to realize I could afford some things, especially when stuff was on clearance, you hit up stuff like back then. Remember they had the Foot Action outlet?
Yes.
That was my friend over there. I was always there for those type of deals. But then when I finally got into Jordans, I was like, oh my goodness, it felt like the sky opened up. Heaven started singing. And I was like, oh, this is what this is all about? And I don't think I've returned back since.
Wow. Which
is crazy, but that kind of leads to an addiction to some degree. Because once you start, you don't know how to stop.
Yeah.
But even with Dunks, I mean, even with Jordans, just the shoe game in general. It goes for the Air Max, the what's the phone positives. Phone positives always
Love
always
phones.
popping. You know,
Very underrated shoe.
absolutely.
Very underrated. Phones, yes.
Underrated?
Yes, they
Yeah,
very
horribly
underrated.
underrated.
Yes.
Horribly underrated.
Very underrated. Go ahead. I want
So you know,
Maybe
I try to keep up as much as possible, and it's always what's attractive is always a different color scheme that
Yeah.
nobody else has.
Yeah.
And once I see that, all right. So now I work from the bottom up. So now I see what that is. I forget about the mid part. Now what hat can go with the shoes? You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna go there.
Always the hat got to go with the shoes. You can find all the other accessories later on. But my love, it just came from the culture of hip hop. That's the bottom line. Yeah.
So this is a side note for me. So Selena would tell me, you're very patriotic. I'm like, we talking about? She said, all your sneakers is red, white, and blue. You always got some red, white, and blue in the sneaker. So I said, what do you mean? She said, look in your closet. Everything got some type of blue, some type of red, some type of white. So she like, you need to switch up your style, switch it up a little bit. So I said, how can I switch up my style? I watch how you put your stuff together. I watch how your colors, like you're not afraid to put a color with something. Like you're not afraid, because most men would say, oh, I can't wear pink. You're not afraid to come out and wear a pink or ice green or something like that, because you know how to make it coordinate. You gotta make it coordinate. Right? But you're not afraid to touch a color and bring it out. So I gotta say, honestly, truth be told, I got that from you. Just like not being afraid to touch different colors and put it together.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Money Man, what's up?
It's good. Well, me, it was just middle school. It was like my thing, like, you know what I mean? I got Iverson's, the questions. And I was just like,
That was
I
it.
thought I was Iverson in
Yeah.
the court. And I was hogging the ball too, but I was like my first year. That game was not like him. I had to get 33, not
3.
But I had triple threes or whatever, so, but it was always
Double three.
I always liked the Iversons, you know what I mean? I like Jordans, but I was not into them. I like Forces, Air Force Ones. I love those. You know what I mean? And then with me, it was like when I got to high school too. It was like throwbacks were like in.
Yes.
So like the throwback had to match your sneakers. So
Right.
I was always trying to like match my jersey. I mean, the jersey too. I love the jersey. So around there when I grew up, if you had a fresh jersey, you gotta have, you know what I mean?
Fresh
Fresh
kicks.
kicks.
Yes,
to
sir.
go with it.
Yep.
So you know, what I mean, I was, you know, but I like Jordans, but I'm not. I'd rather buy like the Iversons or like Kobe's. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, but if I do want to buy Jordans, I will buy like my favorite ones are the patent leathers. So those are my favorite Jordans. So, but it was just going up to it like my homies, like my one boy Carlos. He was always had the best sneakers in the block. So everybody was like, "Come on, man!" So then he took me under his wing a little bit because he was a little older than me. So and then he looked out for me a couple times.
That's what's up.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And then when you get into middle school and high school, you know what I mean. You gotta worry about the girls. You gotta look good. You know what I mean. Looking all dirty and all that. So that was just another thing too. To make sure you're right in high school too. You know what I mean.
Right.
If not, you're gonna get clowned. Where I grew up, you know what I mean?
No,
So,
we all got kind
so,
of.
Yeah, you know.
But, you know what I mean? But I remember the Bobos growing up in Puerto Rico. You know what I mean?
The Bobos.
Yeah.
The Bobos, yeah.
You know what I mean? My pops, he looked out though because he had to connect with New Balances, and I used to run marathons, so I used to rock a lot of New Balances back
That's what's
then.
up.
So in Puerto Rico, you know what I mean? But when I got over here, you know, M1s. So, but not really too special, you know what I mean? But just
That's what's up.
you know what I mean?
I think what I love is that we all have a dope background and have our own unique styles that make us all stand out. That's the beauty of it, that we're different. Because just like the Bible said, He created us in His image and His likeness, not how we all look. So we can all like a sneaker, but our style, how we incorporate it, put it together differently. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we all can wound up in the same building with the same sneaker on, but everybody fit is totally different. You know what I
What I
mean?
want to bring back
The boom back.
is the Timbs
Ooh.
Yes.
with the nautical shorts. And the wife beater. I don't know why we did that, but we did it. That was like Smith and Wesson time.
Yo, Tim's with shorts is crazy.
You see, Jada Kiss had that joint on the parade.
Yeah.
But see,
that's the thing, though.
Real talk. Did y'all ever do the jumper shorts with the one joint off with the tank
Yes,
top?
yes.
I never did that.
You ain't do that?
No. That's definitely a New York thing. I'm telling you.
He from the block though.
Not with Tim's.
Yeah.
Not with Tim's?
Not with Tim's. Yo, Tim's.
I never did a
Tim's
jumper
with the
with the
slick
Tim's.
jumper.
Never did jumpers with Tim's.
Not with the Tim's. Like I always had sneakers. Like you gotta think. I've always been told. I've always had dogs. Could you imagine me, bro? When I was in the 6th grade, I was 6 feet.
That's
I
wild.
wore a size 10
Right?
in the 6th grade. Now imagine me with a jumper on in the 6th grade with size 10, 10 in the summertime. I like a capital M.
That was crazy.
But like to what you were saying about everybody having their own individual style, like I think we all watch each other, and there's something to be taken from like each and every one of y'all style. Like I know when I'm going to look at what I'm gonna do with something, I gotta make sure one of two things. I gotta make sure like, all right, if I do this, is this something that all of y'all have done before? Because I gotta go away from it. I don't want to look like anybody else, or like. But it's also like if y'all do something that makes sense. If I see like Jesse with a jacket to go with the pattern and the check of his sneakers, or with the hat that goes with his hat. All right, I see what he did. I'm not gonna do that, but I'm gonna take that with whatever it is that I'm gonna do with my own thing that I'm gonna get. The way that everybody does something, like you gotta take something away from it, because you don't want to be like that same dude that like almost like you got a uniform on.
But see, here's the thing though, right? Sorry to cut you off.
Like,
I think you and Jess, to me, are the hat. Y'all have the hats.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, our brother O not with us,
Yeah.
Omega,
Well,
but
yeah,
you and Omega got the jackets.
Oh, right.
So
He got hats too.
He got hats too.
He has hats, but his hats, he just strictly Philly hats. Y'all step out the box and we'll go get a different hat. All he got different colors, but all his colors are straight Philly.
Hat, yeah.
You got an Orioles hat on now. He's not doing that. He'll find an orange and black Phillies hat. You know what I mean? So y'all hat styles is different, but him and Omega are the ones with the jackets.
So you
right? Because now, real quick, I'm gonna give it to you. For me, I would say this though. As a big dude, I feel like I take pride in myself because I've seen sloppy big dudes. I will not. I will not. I refuse.
And we won't let you either.
And I won't let myself. You know what I mean? So even I remember one time you said to me, "Yo, what you say to me that day, yo?"
I say a lot of things.
He said to me, "Yo, Joe know how to get right for a big dude. He know how to pull certain joints on, like."
Yo, that's wild.
But I'm wording.
That's not crazy,
but,
yo.
That's crazy.
Nah, it's not that bad.
No.
It's not that bad.
Cause it's love. And
Yeah, I know
people,
what you.
Yeah, people do say that. Like I don't realize I'll say something crazy until like after the fact. But I think it's because I'm comfortable with everybody. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I get that all the time. That call later on, like, oh shit, what's up? And it's like, yo, man, I ain't like what you said to me. Like, but I had to eat it because there's a lot of people around. I ain't want
to.
We catching all the live moments. We ain't editing nothing. Whatever said is being said.
From the streets to the stage, let the truth ring out. Laced with purpose, either in or out. Now we laced on the road, taking purpose everywhere. Different cities, different people, same message that we share. Laced in moments, capturing memories that last. Every picture tells a story, every blessing built to last. In this soul purpose moments, every step got meaning. Walking by faith, even when the future ain't revealing. Not just content, we create an impact every day, leaving footprints that'll point somebody to the way. This ain't entertainment, this a lifestyle we live, giving hope to the hopeless with the gifts that we give. When they ask what we doing, tell them God's in control. He's the author of the vision and the keeper of our soul. Yeah, we walking with a purpose. Every step is intentional. Laced up tight, the mission's unconventional. From the court to the mic, yeah, the vision is biblical. Welcome to the show, yeah, this is Laced Report. Let's go! Check the kicks, they clean, but the walk is cleaner. Mindset on the prize, couldn't be no keener. Daily discipline, building spirit gets a little meaner. The hard